Yo, what up, people? Chop here from the Hardcore Guild on Lane server, game World of Warcraft, main tanking Festergut, one of the first bosses in the Plague Quarters, a nice Crown Citadel. This is 10-man version. You'll need 2 tanks, preferably 3 healers, and 3 people at range at all times. And the second group would be the melee healer group, which stand right up Festergut's butt. The reason we have 2 different groups is because every 30 seconds or something they'll spawn a spore. These spores provide a buff that you need to resist one of his damaging attacks later in the fight. Festergut will put a debuff on the tank. Preferably have the off-tank taunt every 7 or 8 stacks of the debuff. I prefer 7, and the reason is because if this debuff gets to 10 stacks, it will wipe the raid, and you don't want that. So, go ahead and taunt at 7. In that case, if the off-tank does get thread back and accidentally get 1 more stack, it's not going to kill everybody. I recommend to drop Heroism right after the second spore, but it really doesn't matter too much. Just make sure that you drop it at the beginning of the fight to ensure that you get to maximum DPS from it. Because this fight is a DPS race, he does have a Berserker. If you look at our general raid setup, we have 3 people spread out in the back. The hunter with the skull falls into the middle guy, and then the lock from the other side will do the same. You'll see the X up his butt. That person needs to provide the spore buff for the tanks, healers, and the melee. In 25-man, there are 3 spores, but you don't have to worry about that in this video. Basically, what I tell people is that there's 2 different groups, 2 spores, and everybody needs to get the buff from it. And this is the spell that we're trying to avoid getting destroyed. This, like all the fights in Icecrowned, are really position fights. People need to know what they're doing. If you have any questions on what's going on or why that hunter just missed that spore, go ahead and ask me. We'll get this figured out. Really want to kill this guy on 25-man version. People read up on these fights and we'll get it done. I want to thank the guild for sticking through this. We've had some pretty good weeks of raiding, and I think people are starting to really get the feel of domination. You guys rock.
God, we kick so much fucking ass. That's what's up.